Hello everyone, and welcome to another oil painting video. I haven't done a water mixable oil painting video in quite a while, and there's a reason for it. The ones that I was using before were the Daniel Smith water mixable oils, which I do like a lot, and Daniel Smith discontinued them. I can still get some of them, and I still have a few tubes left and things, but it's not something I can do long term because eventually the stores that still have some Daniel Smith left, like Blick and Jerry's Artarama and stuff, eventually they're going to run out. So I tried Cobra. I've heard great things about Cobra. Royal Talents is who makes it. And they're a professional grade and supposed to be nice. So I got a starter set, and this is my first attempt with the Cobra water mixable oils. I can tell you right now, after I finish the painting, I like the Daniel Smith better. The Cobras are nice. They wash very well. Okay, they probably wash a little bit better than the Daniel Smiths, who do wash well with water. There's no question. The Cobras really do dissolve in water very well. But I think the lush, intense color isn't as good as the Daniel Smith. Now, these are listed as professional grade, and I do believe they are. But like I said, for my taste and what I'm used to, my style maybe, they're not as good as Daniel Smith. And I'm just a little pissed off that Daniel Smith decided to. I mean, they made a business decision. I have no idea anybody, that works there high up or whatever. They made a business decision. I think they're going to stick with watercolors only. I think that's their main forte nowadays, I think I read. But it was funny because I had tried for years different water mixables, and there's none of them I liked until I tried the Daniel Smith, and all of a sudden those were like, wow. So, anyways, I digress. These are very good oil paints. They're not the answer to my water mixable oils prayer. When I'm done using the set I bought, I may keep them for possibly plein air and things like that. My studio work is going to continue to be the Griffin Alkyd from Winsor & Newton that I do like a lot. And since I do have a green studio, I've got a few more solvents than I would like. That's why I wanted to go to water mixable. But they are green solvents. They're not flammable, no harsh chemicals, nothing like that. So they're just, a couple of more steps to clean up than the water mixables are. But like I said, I don't want you to think I'm railing on the Cobra and that they're terrible or anything like that. They're not. They're very good paints. They're just for the style that I paint in. I can't get that same deep, lush color that I'm used to getting with my normal paints and with what I got with the Daniel Smith. Now, I am going to try because that starter set was 10 40 ml tubes. So there's quite a bit of paint there. And I think it was a 75 ml jar of their painting medium. And then I think a couple of little brushes came with it too. So it was a real nice set, with tax and shipping and everything else. It was like $99 from Blick. So it was, a good deal. And like I said, they are artist quality. They're good paints. This painting that I'm doing right now and for you comes out, real nice. Like I said, it's just when I compare it side by side with the color depth that I have in my other work, it's noticeable to me. And I asked my wife this morning, actually, or no, I'm sorry, when she got home from work earlier today, and she said the same thing. I asked her, and I says, I took one of my paintings I did last year, and then this one here, and the paint is still wet, because it takes a little longer to dry than the Griffin Elkins that I use. And I just asked her about the color, and she said, yeah, it was a little more intense color, a little more lush, a little deeper colors than the other ones. Now, what I did like, now I told you the negative. That's the negative I have, the colors. They're more subdued than what I'm used to. My colors aren't bright. They just have that deep, lush feel to them. So, what I did like about the Cobras, first of all, the way they cleaned was absolutely a pleasure. I loved it. If you're looking for an oil paint that is professional quality, they're not terribly expensive. Like I told you, that 10-pack with the 40 ml tubes was $88 on Blick's website. I think I paid $2 for the shipping to get it a little sooner than the free shipping would have gotten it. And it came with everything you need except for a painting surface to try them. So they're not terribly expensive, and they got a lot of colors. Their Series 1 colors and stuff are like 9 something, so they're very reasonably priced. So they're reasonably priced. They clean up very well. I couldn't distinguish a smell at all. So anybody that is sensitive to different smells, want to use these in your house, on your kitchen table, this might be the answer that you're looking for. Just because they don't fit my style and the way I like things to do doesn't mean that they're garbage, because they're far from it. It's a very, very good product. It just isn't fitting for me. Their color intensity isn't good. Their color mixing is very good. And what I mean by that is they advertise single pigment loads on a lot of their paints. And you can tell a single pigment load if you've been painting a while, because it just makes it, you get cleaner color mixes, okay? When you mix blue and yellow, you get a cleaner green. You could tell from a real student grade to a, professional grade paint. So that's kind of one of the things I look at, and these mix very well, okay? And you can even see in these little rocks and stuff in the midground, the way the thickness of the paint, kind of stands its ground. And then you can see in the background trees, I've got about 4 different colors in there that are mixed, and it has a real nice natural look. So, the color mixing is good. The cleanup is phenomenal. The smell doesn't exist. There are no smells that I could detect whatsoever. In my studio, I actually have a studio, but it's in my house. It's a 10 by 20 room that when we bought the house, the previous owners used it as a family room. Well, my wife and I don't have kids, so we have the front room for us to relax, and then the family room they had is my studio. But it's still indoors, and we have a small pet, and I do have my wife and stuff, so I don't want anything that's really offensive odor-wise or toxic, or anything that could potentially make anybody sick or not feel good. And that's why I had been looking for years to get a oil painting set up that's green. Now I found it with the Alkyd oil colors that I use, and I wanted to try one more step with the water mixables. And since my favorites are been discontinued, I'm probably just gonna forego my water mixable journey and just stick with what does work for me. But like I said, if you're looking for a very good artist quality oil paint with virtually no smell that I can detect, that cleans up very easily, that you can do at your kitchen table, these Cobras you might want to look into. Jerry's, I think, had them for about the same price that Blick did. I've been going to Blick forever, so I just usually go there. But both companies are very reputable companies that stand by their stuff. So either one you go to, whoever you have a preference for, is fine. And they're also they have quite a few different colors, and they have the large. What are they? They got the 40 ml, and I believe it's the 150 ml. So they do have the larger tubes for different colors that you may, go through a lot of. So anyways, that is my basic take on the Royal Talon's Cobra Water Mixable Oil Paints. It's a very good paint. I like the paint, but not as much as I like the other stuff that I use for oil paint. I guess that's the best way to put it. It's very good. I do like it, but not as much as I like the Daniel Smith or the Griffin Alkyd. So that's pretty much my take. But like I said, if you're looking for something, non-toxic and easy, this is, in my opinion, a much better alternative than acrylic paint. I've never been a fan of acrylic paint. I've tried it for many years back in my past, and I was never very good at them. I never could get them to look the way I wanted to. I never found that knack to get them to not look, have that plastic look to it. So I gave them up a few years back and figured I'd deal with the oil painting. And then that has kind of evolved over the years. But if you want a great alternative to acrylics, and you still want the look and feel of the oils without the hassles and stuff, this is a very good alternative. Um, Anybody that wants to oil paint but doesn't want the, I don't want to say, BS that goes with oil paints, even though there is a certain amount of it, the water mixables, regardless of which brand you use, the water mixables, excuse me, will take care of that for you. There's several brands out there that I've tried. I just don't like them for me, other than the Daniel Smith. Um, so they got the Artisan by Winsor and Newton. They got these. Um, I think Lucas Berlin is a water mixable. Georgian has a water mixable. Holbein. So any one of those for somebody that's looking to oil paint and not have the fumes and stuff of the original, or I should say traditional oil painting, any one of those would work well for you. So it's the type of thing where, do your due diligence, look at your reviews, go on YouTube and look at all the different videos and, see what you can find. So, but anyways, that was my honest opinion. So let's kind of get back to this painting. Um, I'm doing a typical nice little landscape, just kind of made it up as I go. Um, I'm putting in the mid-ground now. And regardless of what kind of paint I use, I love using the knife for the rocks. It just gives it that nice little rough feeling to it. And I like doing the background trees the way I've been doing it. I use that real thin mix of oil paint and medium. And I get it really, really thin to where it's very transparent. Damn near like watercolors, but not quite. And then I use that to kind of sketch and lay it in. And then what I'll do is I'll take the 1-inch bristle brush, depending on the size of the painting, and I'll kind of tap in without paint on the brush, just a dry brush with nothing on it. I just use the paint that's already on there, the real thin paint, and tap on like foliage texture and look. And then once I have that, then what I'll do is go over it with the thicker color and use that to have the final product for the background and midground trees. But as you notice with the background trees, I don't have a lot of detail. I don't have a lot of anything. You got some big branches that you will see in the distance. I've got, I don't have a lot of vibrant colors back there. Where I'm kind of working now is a little bit more vibrant than the ones behind the rocks. And then stuff in the foreground will be even more so. So it's the type of thing where it helps to go a little more faint in color in the back and then get that real lush, deep color mid-ground to foreground. And that's kind of the way I usually set up my paintings. And then if you notice my grass, which is very brown at the moment, it will be grass sooner than later. But I like using darker colors to start with so it shows the lighter colors even better. I'm not a big fan of using tube black, but what I will use with most of my studio work is Payne's Gray. And the reason I choose Payne's Gray is because it's a very, very dark blue, basically. When you mix it with lemon yellow, it makes a beautiful olive green. But it's a little livelier than black. Tube black is just, I don't want to say it's a dead color, but it's kind of like titanium white and most whites. It's just a dead color to me anyways. So I don't use a ton of white in my color mixes. You noticed here, the only thing I really used the white for was for the highlights of the water and the clouds and stuff like that. Otherwise, I don't really use a lot of titanium white. And I'm using black with these because it didn't. The set came with ivory black. It didn't come with the Payne's Gray. And it looks similar, but it just, once you start using it for mixes for other colors, then you see the difference. And you have to, use it enough to understand your own perception of what the color is. There's some people that swear by ivory black. I prefer Payne's Gray myself. Not trying to be difficult, but. And now something that is an absolute blast that I love. And I love putting in flowers. One of the favorite things my wife and I do mid-spring to late summer is go to the Morton Arboretum in Lisle, Illinois. They've got wildflowers and planted flowers and flowers all over the place. And we'll take our sketchbooks, our watercolor sketchbooks out there and sketch flowers. And I love the way the wildflowers go in the fields. And it's not necessarily like grasses, but the grasses and the flowers, the way they mix, absolutely beautiful. And I just, if you notice, if you look at any of my paintings, most of them, not all, but most, have wildflowers all over the place. And I just love the nice, rich, deep colors that nature provides and stuff. It's a lot of fun. And this painting was a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. And if you liked the video, please consider subscribing. And I will see you next time.